Football, the beautiful game. It is beautiful because of its power to unify all humanity, electrifying fans all over the world with unprecedented passion and emotion, permeated by an avalanche of talents with deft touches and enthralling dance around the round leather ball played on a turf of endless possibilities. The grassroots. In it lies the true beauty of the game, the womb from where all inspirational stories of how our favorite stars who became iconic were formed. And MTN is championing this evolution in Nigeria.
We've always been very passionate about what Nigerians are passionate about. The truth be told, that one of the things that unifies us as a country and as a people is that round leather ball you call football. For us, football is not just the 90 minutes of play on the green pitch, but it's about the communal conversations, the conversations that happen, whether I'm a Hausa, Igbo or Yoruba, how we come together when the national team, how we galvanize our support, for our national team to excel, to succeed. And I think that's a very powerful platform. It's a powerful tool to seeing that we as Nigerians become one. So if Nigerians are passionate about football, it means that that's where we need to begin to put some investment and not just talk about it, but begin to do the work. So that's where the thinking and the planning and the support from top management has come through, because we as a Nigerian brand, we also must support what Nigerians are passionate about. But right now, where we are focused on is, you can't climb the tree from the top, okay? So how do we begin to refocus and redirect our thinking into identifying the bundle of talents that abound across this country, tap into existing structures, and then also look out for partnerships, people who have shared vision. One of the most interesting things is that Nigeria as a country, from the top government level, churning out papers to seeing how they can develop football into the future. We've read into those papers. We are aligned with the thinking, and that's why even as of last year, we became top sponsors and partners to the Nigerian Football Federation.
As an international brand with deep roots in the local environment in Nigeria, everywhere you go, MTN continues to be part of the daily lives of every Nigerian.
We believe strongly that everyone deserves the benefits of a modern, connected life. And how best to show this? When MTN commenced operations in Nigeria in 2001, a commitment was made. I call it a dedicated commitment to set up the foundation and fund it with 1% of MTN's profit after tax. And the foundation took off in 2005, and it's been a number of years after. And what MTN does through the foundation is to contribute to the socio-economic development of Nigeria and strengthen, the youth, the teeming youth population in Nigeria.
With 53% of the country's population aged 15 to 65 and a median age of 18, Nigeria has one of the largest youth populations globally, which is an opportunity for harnessing its sustainable development and growth through the empowerment of its youth.
It's important for MTN to invest in the youth of Nigeria because we're co-creating the future that we want to live in. The synergy is the grassroots element of it. The fact that for us at the foundation is about, when we talk about everybody deserving the benefits of a modern connected life, is beyond our services as MTN, is deeply entrenched in the fact that MTN wants to enable you to connect to your own possibilities, your own aspirations, your goals. And that's what we do every day at the foundation.
And when it comes to sports, MTN is unarguably the heartbeat of Nigerian football. From top-flight football to the grassroots, MTN continues to keep its promise of developing and partnering with the Nigerian Professional Football League and La Liga Nigeria in creating a platform for young players to showcase their budding talents.
Before now, we've been on a journey. Okay, we've been part of football from inception. We've been part of developing school sports, from football to Traders Cup, different platforms, Of course, again, we've also tried to partner with the supporters club, where we need to engage with the fans. And of course, as we evolve into being a technology business, we've also thought about how we bring technology into ensuring that people begin to enjoy the play of football. So gaming, FIFA, sports and stuff like that. So there's a whole lot of things we're doing. But beyond that, we also begin to look deep down into the youth football. How do you begin to develop talent, identifying them, and then grooming them? Because this, at the end of the day, is where you feed off into the bigger team. So if you look at the assets of the Nigerian Football Federation, you have the Falcons, the Falconets, you have the Flying Eagles. These are all young teams and players who will now develop into becoming the Super Eagles team. So we're holistically looking at that, and we're hopeful because we are very deliberate putting where the money would give us some good returns.
In the month of April 2022, MTN became the elite partner and supporter of the MPFL La Liga Under-15 Promises Youth League, adding the needed impetus to drive this laudable developmental project.
MTN coming on board was a master stroke, and for the program to be sustainable, you need more corporates like MTN to come in and take over the funding of this tournament. They are experts in some way, and they can also bring their expertise on board as well. So for this program to continue long term, for us to be able to make it bigger, grow it, we need people like MTN to come on board and contribute towards its success. For us, La Liga is committed to development of football in Nigeria, which is why we partner with the Nigerian Professional Football League to help the league develop. And one of the ways to develop a league is to ensure that talent are moved from a young stage. There is a process that identifies them, develops them, and prepare them for first-team football. So eventually, some of these players might actually end up in Spain, but that is not the motive for us. The main objective is to ensure that Nigerian football develops just like you have elsewhere in the world.
We are the biggest event organizer in Nigerian football, in the sense that every other week we have football going on in all 6 geopolitical zones of the country. And we're saying, for example, it's going on in Oyo State, it's going on in Kwara as well, it's going on in the north, and each of these games will have thousands of people trooping into the stadium to watch these games. So as a result of this, we're selling our brand of our youth development to MTN was an easy peasy, so to say. It was so easy for us to convince them. I won't even say convince them, I mean, we just sat down, they've seen the plans, they saw like our future 5 years plans, which we have for the league as well. So they bought into our idea. If what you want to achieve with your brand is visibility, and you want to contribute to the growth of Nigerian football, I can assure you we're the best bet for that. Because we can give you the visibility everywhere in this country, and not just in this country, beyond this country as well. We have loads of Nigerians in diaspora who are dying to watch Nigerian Football League, and they happen to be our consumers. So we have the fan base, we have the consumer, we have the numbers and everything.
With the MPFL, with MTN, with La Liga, we see a formidable team come together to achieving that goal, to say, look, how do we identify these talents? How do we bring in the infrastructure to train them? How do we expose them to these very structured leagues, and also begin to open their minds to the challenges of really winning, becoming champions? So the partnerships are very, very well synced in. and collectively, because again, like I said, we know where we're going to, we're able to achieve the objective and the goal.
The 2022 edition of the MPFL La Liga Under-15 Promises Youth League competition shored up amazing young talents at the magnificent Remo Star Stadium, Ikene Remo, Ogun State, southwest Nigeria. 20 teams set the pitch aglow, and after 26 matches and 88 goals with an average of 3 goals per match on the lush green pitch, Remo Stars showed how comfortable their home pitch was as a fortress by defeating Shooting Stars of Ibadan on the final day to win the league. The experience of playing in the MPFL La Liga Under-15 Promises Youth League, sponsored by MTN Nigeria, etched an unforgettable memory in the minds of Barobo Ariri of Remo Stars, who was the highest goal scorer of the league, and his teammate Olasukomi Abbas, another promising star.
It's a beautiful moment playing with my team, playing with my friends, seeing the fans, seeing everyone around. It's a beautiful moment for me, and I was very happy being a part of that squad. So, and the tournament was a big tournament actually. We tried our best to make sure that we are going to be the best, because actually we are the hosts. So we just tried our best to make sure that we did well.
When the referee blew the final whistle, it was full of joy. Everybody was happy. In my mind, I was like, wow, this is the end of this tournament. All the prayer was just, my body was just calmed. Like, I was happy, very, very happy. Like, it's something that I dreamed for to win a tournament throughout Nigeria like that. But thanks to God, it was soon, and it was so joyful. Because for me to aim at the tournament and as a leader and win the tournament, it has helped my career too.
Aspiration, tenacity, and fulfillment. Nothing best captures the different feeling on the way to winning the trophy for these teenagers whose driving force was just making the best out of every opportunity to play the game.
Wow, it was a great moment. I remember the final. I was like, the person leading was gapping, the person in the top was gapping with 1 goal. And I had to score 2 goals to become the highest goal scorer. Then at the final, I was somehow selfish, selfish with the ball, trying to be the highest goal scorer. Then I finally got it. I got 2 goals. I scored 1 in the first half and I scored the second one in the second half. I was very happy being the highest goal scorer. This was a big thing for me.
From my boys' club at my state, Ekiti State. So from there, I've been a captain for different local tournaments that we go for. And until I entered the Ekiti State cadet team, I was the captain of the state cadet team too. So entering here to being the captain of Remo Stars Under-15. So since then, I've had my leadership skills, and here is more like there's more pressure on you as a captain.
Building an enduring football structure starts with a robust youth program, which is built into a football culture that ensures a factory line of players in their formative years that are taught the basics and structure of the game, as well as giving them opportunities to showcase their skills in youth tournament.
The objective is youth development. The tournament itself was modeled after the La Liga Promises in Spain, which is an under-12 tournament. But we felt like, looking at where we were in Nigeria at the time in terms of youth development in the league, it would be difficult to start an under-12 tournament, which is why we created the under-15s for the clubs and the Premier League to present under-15 teams. So it's to encourage them to set up and maintain youth teams, and gradually these teams can serve as a conveyor belt of talents for the first team and of course the national teams.
In line with the sporting criteria of FIFA, CAF, an NFFF sporting regulation, yes, we are charged with the responsibility to organize a youth league programs for the Apex League globally. It's all over the world.
For the past 2-3 seasons or so, we already have some of the players that have played in the Under 15 Youth League going ahead. Players like Akin Amao he played for the Super Eagles in the World Cup qualifier. And today, I think his transfer fees somewhere around the tune of about 4 million euros or thereabout. We also have the other player from Olakunle of ABS. I think he's in Russia today for about 1.3 million or so. These are then the one Stanley from the last edition 2022 in Okene. You had a player that's I think was the MVP in that game. Today he plays for the senior team. He's a part of the Remo Stars continental team that's just finished in the CAF Confederation Cup. With these three very impactful players, and we still have a lot of them that have not been, but I think with these three, it shows that the competition is getting the necessary impact that we expect it to have on our domestic football and also on the development of young players, to great talents.
Since inception in 2017, this youth league has featured over 900 players and also presented opportunities to over 200 youth coaches to be professionally trained.
The Under 15 is a catchment area, for youths, for talents. It's played a very important role, in the development of transition from the youth program to top professional class. I think that is worldwide, that is the standard and that is the expectation of youth developmental programs, which the La Liga represents here.
The most important one is for the players themselves. You give them a platform to actually showcase their talent. Initially prior to having this league, most of the clubs don't have youth teams. They have something called feeder teams. So these are sometimes 19, 20, 21-year-old guys who are probably not there enough to play in the first team, so they create something called feeder team for them. But below the feeder team, you don't have anything for most of the clubs. So it actually encourages them to actually set up this team. So that means they have to scout in their neighborhood and pick kids, 13, 14-year-olds, so that they can play under 15 football. Then they have to hire coaching staff for this team, to maintain them. And that is where it starts from. You create a platform for the kids. You also create employment for the staff that will coach and train these kids.
I participated in the La Liga Promises coaching course. That was in 2018. And it was impacting, I would say. Other coaches that were there also, they can testify to it that it was impacting. I learned from the coaches that came. It's a good way that helps me as a coach. And in that way, I was able to help the players as well. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing bringing those courses for us before those tournaments.
Youth football is a long-term project which requires the right investment. The MPFL La Liga Under 15 Promises Youth League, sponsored by MTN Nigeria, signposts MTN Nigeria's vision of securing the future of Nigerian football by creating a platform at the grassroots where opportunity meets preparation.
I must tell you that I was blown out. First of all, like I said, football is not the round ladder alone. Football takes a whole lot of everything, from the infrastructure, the coaches, the training, the funding. We were gracious enough to be hosted this time around at the Remo Stadium. I think it's owned by a Namibian gentleman. His name is Kunle Shoname. Awesome guy. You need to visit the facility. We took about 12 journalists from our side to the tournament so that they could help expose what was going on during that tournament, and it was mind-blowing, even for the journalists, because it was an expose. Infrastructure also. I mean, look at where do you train? You have all our talent under the bridge. No proper training, no proper kitting. No proper galvanizing of all the resources that will actually bring out the talent. But at this tournament, we saw all that. We saw the kids from the academy, different academies, different feeder teams come together. You know, they went through a lot of coaching, mentorship, and then you saw them on the field of play. These guys were awesome.
For an academy where football is combined with education and character formation, the coaches have their work cut out.
We always encourage them to be themselves, to play without fear, to understand that football is a game of results, but at the end of the day, you've got to enjoy the process. It's the process that matters, and if the process is enjoyable, the results will come as a consequence of that. And so if you watch them play at every age category, you will see how much they express themselves on the ball, how much team effort and how much respect they have for each other. And this resonates, you know, all through the academy, and the players continue to, you know, personify these values that we share, that they've got to respect their coaches, respect their teammates, and enjoy the game.
Sitting on the bench, some games tensed, some not so tensed. But the important thing as a coach is to be calm on the bench. You know why? Because the players feed from your mood or your behavior. So if on the bench I'm always trying to be positive, no matter the way the game is going, always try to be positive so that the players can feed from that. And like we say, they borrow the confidence from the coaches, then they put it in their game and they can win the game or maybe play it better than the way they were playing before. But it's very important on the bench, being calm, trying to be well organized. If you are well organized on the bench, your team will possibly be organized while playing too.
My objective is to work in a kind of project where I can see development and where I can teach and learn, okay? Share and get. This kind of project, imagine, if you like development, they give you this kind of projects to work in technical working in technical, choose players, develop work, what we can do with this one, how we can put this one better, which kind of competition this one need, there's 2 or 3 players, they are really good enough or not, make choices, because it's difficult to make choices, but we have to make choices. And Mr. Konle pushed me by the hands, Thiago, I want you here. Okay, let's go to work. And we start to work. The important is to see, and is interesting now, after 1 year, I'm living here, 1 year since, yeah, it's 1 year. Now we can see what is the product come from 1 year. And in the next 5 years, we are going to see also more products, and the objective is this, to see more players from this academy to work in the national team. Also under 17, under 20, under 23, under 20, some of them went from the main team. Under 17 will go also, I'm sure. So is the point, is to see this kind of growing. Fundamentally, we want to develop players. Okay? Our focus in develop players position by position. And around this is obviously, if you want to be a good winger or a good striker, you have to play as a team. So the context in team for develop players need the team need the players, okay? They are together, but all the exercises, all the planning is around the developing the players essentially, and obviously the teams develop also.
After an exceptional performance in the MPFL La Liga Under-15 Promises Youth League, it was time for Barobo and Olasukomi to take on a new challenge.
I think participation in the La Liga Promises tournament was for us a key moment to identify the players in that group that are showing the desired growth to compete at the next age grade. And for us, if you're good enough, like in football, you know, if you're good enough, you're old enough, and now competing with the under-19s and the under-18s. You have Parobo leading the line in the TCC League every week, and for his age, you know, it's like too much responsibility, but he's taking it on the chin and competing with the big boys now, the bigger defenders. The speed of the game is a bit faster, the demands are a bit more, but you know, they've shown a lot of capacity to adapt to these new demands.
So the plan is just to push them to be able to compete in world football, not just in Nigeria. Either you play in the league here, you play in a league in Europe, you should be able to compete, and maybe one day we have a player from this club winning the Ballon d'Or or African Best Player. So this is the target.
Moving to the next level is a bit different because the speed which we approach the game is different now. The people you play against is different. So I would say that it's not easy, but I'm just trying my best. I know one day I'm still going to play against people that are still more bigger than me. So I would say that yeah, it's a great challenge for me to be there, and I believe I'm going to do my best.
The speed of the game has been different from the under 15, more fast. You have to think fast, you have to do this, do that. There are more talented players, like players that are up of their level, at the top of their level of game. So in the trainings is war, in the match is war too.
The rigorous routine notwithstanding, the dream keeps propelling the hard work which translates into what is seen on the pitch.
So our sessions have the physical element just there quietly, you know, because we don't separate physical training from technical training or tactical training. So we train all the aspects together, you know, so you can say tactical periodization. And that happens in the morning, and of course they have to go to school at 11 and have to go to the gym in the evening and school again after that. So Monday to Friday, it's like clockwork, you know. They know how it is. You wake up in the morning, you have breakfast, you come to training, you go to class, you have free time for siesta, and then some playtime, and then you go to the gym. Then after the gym, you go to class again.
When I watch football, specific things that is always in my mind is that I watch football for a reason. I'm not just watching as a fan, I'm watching to learn. So, I watched Cristiano Ronaldo, and I saw the way he was scoring the goal, the way he was scoring. Yeah, I can go to my room and be thinking of that, memorizing on it. Yeah, dreaming like, I want to be like Cristiano Ronaldo, I want to be like this. But not only Cristiano Ronaldo I'm watching a lot of strikers like Benzema. They are players I aspire to play like. Yeah. My dream is just to be a great footballer and make my family proud. Yeah, and make my society happy.
The dream hasn't changed, and it's never going to change. I dream of playing at Europe top clubs and winning the final as a captain has boosted my morale and my confidence more. That anywhere I go, if I become captain or not, I will try my best to push the players and push myself also, that we can all succeed together.
Sustaining and delivering the long-term goal will require consistent innovation from all stakeholders in harnessing the diamonds in the rough. The NPFL La Liga Under 15 Promises Youth League is one of the ways MTN is charting a new course for Nigerian football from the grassroots, giving life to the dreams of many and sustaining the value chain of producing world-class football stars.
I'm very optimistic about what we've started. Like I said, the journey of 1,000 miles began with a simple small step. You know, we're deliberate about it and we're very focused. And the good thing is that we have partners who share the same values. So we're on the same journey, all right? Of course, when you have partners, you know, who are aligned with your thinking, the outcomes, no doubt, will be, like I said again, a lot of learnings. We're going to bring on board new thinking, and we're also going to bring on board technology. to help, not just only in terms of the training and the coaching, but to have a lot more Nigerians, give them access to what's going on, to be able to engage and then help them fulfill their desires and their goals. So we're very optimistic that where we are going to is where we've planned to be, and we're going to get there by God's grace. Yeah.
They say the future belongs to those who can dream.
As a strategic thinking for us is that in the next 3 World Cups, all right, Nigeria is going to produce the champions, world champions. We're not going to get there like that. We're going to get there from where we're starting the journey. And like I said, the journey is identifying talents that are bound in country, supporting them, or exposing them to internationals, coaching, training, and then we can take it off from there.
As the beat to unlock the potential of Nigeria's future football stars goes on, MTN stands strong as the catalyst, building that dream.